WrestleMania 41 is done and WrestleMania 42 is coming. It's going to be a while, but if you go quiet, you can smell it. And before then, a lot of boys and girls are going to be pushed. Now, I'm sure I'll be wrong, of course, because I always am, because I have to talk about every single thing that does exist in the pro wrestling landscape. It's time to put our brains together and decide who is getting the big pusheroo before WrestleMania 42. Number 10, Bron Breakker. I mean, obviously, because what do we do right after WrestleMania 41? We said, oh, hey, Mr. Bron Breakker, would you like to be in our big bad heel group? And this was actually quite the shift given what he was doing before, because you wouldn't really call him a heel or a face. He was kind of in the middle, even though most people liked him, or at least now WWE has gone, please do boo him, he's meant to be a heel. It certainly means that we could actually build Bron Breakker versus Seth Rollins for a world championship at WrestleMania 42, although look how much time we took with the bloodline, maybe we're going even further with that. It's going to be WrestleMania 43. And I'm sure it's all based on the Triple H versus Batista storyline, especially when you remember who is writing these tales. But it worked back then for WrestleMania 21, so if we do it right now, I tell you it will be a home run, and it will take Bron, and it will make him a bona fide main eventer. So it's going to be a great ride either way, and it's totally the correct move. I love it when you see young blood coming through, then eventually go, ha ha, they made it. I mean, he's put in the work. Number 9, Karrion Kross. So admittedly, this one feels like it could go either way, but over WrestleMania 41 weekend, Karrion Kross just got one of the best shoot promos we've heard for a while. And on that note, let's not pretend he didn't have it cleared. He ain't stupid. Afterwards, though, we didn't do much with him. The AJ Styles story was kind of just dropped. And now Karrion, as I am talking to you, kind of pops up on Raw for 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. It's all very confusing. With that said, it is obvious that more and more fans are getting behind Mr. Kross, and when that happens, you can have a swell in the audience, which obviously will then relate to what you're doing on Raw. Karrion is also the man at telling these nuanced stories. And actually, that is something that all of wrestling could benefit from right now. So it all could blow up, and again, if we go back to that promo, Karrion Kross even said, I am not going to be a good soldier anymore. So maybe that was planting the seeds for something bigger. He's also a Triple H guy, which means he should be fine. And let's look at somebody like Jey Uso. He was never going to win the Royal Rumble, and he was never going to win the World Championship at WrestleMania, but he did get over, so we went with him. I'm putting everything together, but we do the same with Karrion. Number 8, Naomi. Naomi made some comments in an interview recently that maybe soon she wants to have some time off to have some more kids. If that is true, damn right, there's nothing more important. If she does delay that till 2026 though, my gosh, I am so excited, because ever since she has taken on this new character with the caution tape, well, she's one of the most entertaining things in WWE. In fact, it's so good, I think we waited way too long to turn her, and there was an alleged leak recently, which was the Money in the Bank briefcase with Naomi's caution gear all around it, and while it was probably photoshopped, that's what we should do. Because I would totally love her to win that prize, especially in this new persona. She could run rampant through the women's division with this briefcase, and damn it, she should cash it in and become the world champion. It's time. And of course, you can argue that Simon that will peter out before WrestleMania 42, but she'd still be in a better position than she is now, so hopefully she'll have a big match there as well. So once again, let's just do it, and if we are basing it on people stepping into a brand new character and coming out the other side smelling of roses, well, she deserves every single thing she does get. New Naomi is great. Number 7, Chelsea Green. She lost her US title recently. It's sad, sad times. Now, it's only fair to say that Chelsea Green made that belt her own. That's mostly because she was the first one in it, but it was just so much fun, which probably means eventually she'll get around too. Moreover though, next time she needs to get a proper push with more TV time and more promos, and taking this idea of the secret Hervis and just building an entire narrative around. Don't tell me she can't do it either, because she's proven it time and time again, and we should also go out there and likely make her a full-on babyface. Like, she still has to act like a heel, but does she ever get booed? No, she's too funny. That's a proper skill too, because it means you can lose and lose and lose and stay over, and she's actually another great candidate to win that Money in the Bank briefcase, but I kind of think we can separate the roster here, and she can just keep going after that US title, and it can become synonymous with her. I mean, she did an interview recently as well and said, I'd love to be the female Miz, and what she meant by that is just incredible longevity and always having the audience give a damn about you. That is Chelsea Green. And I think coming into WrestleMania 42, she is going to raise up that card. Number 6, Carmelo Hayes. So he has had some weird moments ever since he was called up to the SmackDown roster. Like, Carmelo Hayes has always been there, but sometimes he doesn't do anything. Thankfully, over Mania weekend, though, he did win that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and admittedly that can go two ways. The first of which, nothing happens, or the second of which, you finally get a push. I'm going this way. Now, the tag team with The Miz was certainly unexpected, but it does keep Carmelo Hayes on TV, and anybody can see what's going to happen here. Eventually, they will break up. Carmelo should win that feud, and then he has a platform to jump upwards. He's also a dude that rarely ever misses, which is his catchphrase. And have you seen him go in a ring? You can put him with everybody, from the top of the card to the bottom, and he's going to have a good fight. He's also untapped on the main roster at the moment, meaning you could throw him into any program and it would feel fresh. So yeah, as silly as this sounds, I think it's a grower. And when it is time to pull the trigger, well, he's gonna move into 2006 on fire. Number 5, Dominik Mysterio. I mean, where is the line? If I had told you 2 years ago that Dominik Mysterio was going to walk into WrestleMania 41 and win the Intercontinental title and get an amazing reception for it, you would have punched me in the face and you would have been well within your rights. It just sounded so preposterous, and yet here we are. He did achieve this milestone, and it was bloody great. I mean, the overall improvement of Dom has just been incredible. And look at his last name. It's Mysterio, but nobody really associates him with Rey anymore. He stepped out the shadow. He's only going to get bigger too when he eventually kicks Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day. So let's not play around here. I doubt it will be WrestleMania 42, but one day he's likely going to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And if WWE feels that way as well, well, it means when we get to the big old shows, the big pay-per-views, he is going to be in a prominent spot. I mean, by then you could even have the Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio retirement match, which is mask versus hair, or mask versus career, or hair versus retirement. I've got that wrong, but that too would be huge. Man, the ceiling for this kid, as people keep calling him, just continues to get higher and higher and higher. I'm pretty damn excited. Number 4, Fraxiom. Or so I hope. I mean, WWE called them up from NXT as a tag team for a reason, so hopefully they're going to throw them into the mix. And it's only fair to say that the tag team scene on SmackDown and Raw is a bit weird at the moment. It kind of feels like we need to merge those two belts again, then all of a sudden we could have the depth. Whereas now, you could offer win a championship and you don't even get a feud. Fraxiom can easily add some power into this though, because to keep it as simple as possible, they're really flippin' good. If you do have a solid plan as well and you are looking to the future, that could mean them having a big old presence at WrestleMania 42. And even if it's just on one of the shows around those 2 days, well, look what we did with the TLC match on SmackDown. I'd always say that it should have been on WrestleMania because there's just a gravitas to that event, but they still went totally crazy here. You give that same opportunity to Fraxiom, well, you never know. It's also very exciting because they can be a reminder that the system does work. You spend your time in NXT, you come up to WWE, and by the end of it, you're just in a much better position. Number 3, Ludvig Kaiser. Because surely it's coming eventually. I mean, this dude is good to go. It sort of felt like recently there just hasn't been space for Ludvig Kaiser, so he just pops up and cuts very, very amusing promos. And throughout all of that, we've kind of, but not story-related, taken him away from Gunther. I mean, I guess you can always go back to it. The thing is, during all of this, he has proven he can stand on his own 2 feet, and moving forward at some point, be it the US Championship or the Intercontinental title, we're gonna need some good heels to say, ha ha, I want that thing. And who better than Ludvig? I mean, because he's so smart when it comes to getting heat, he could even be the guy to turn Dominik Mysterio babyface properly. And also, let's not forget, he missed WrestleMania 41 entirely. I think eventually he's going to get a pat on the back for that. You just know the Gunther feud will happen eventually as well, and you could do that at WrestleMania. So look what I've done. In like 2 minutes, we have found multiple scenarios, and if we sat down, we probably could find a dozen more. And if somebody is already allowing your brain to do that, well, you should push him, man. And listen, let's just be very clear. He actually could become the best heel on the roster, or the most hated. He just has that sort of a face. Number 2, Lyra Valkyria. So if you were waiting to see some personality from Lyra Valkyria, or at least to go off on the microphone, she started that feud with Becky Lynch in May, and she's proven she can hang. Now, I'm sure that was always the plan, because up to that point, Lyra was having banger matches, and there's the reason we made her the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion, because everybody knew when the bell goes ding ding, she's got the goods. And yes, the start of that reign wasn't very good because she's never allowed to defend it, but that is slowly changing now. She does have this program with Becky Lynch, so really the future looks great. Given she should ultimately come out the other side of that with a big old win too, we gotta have something better for her at WrestleMania 42. Because at WrestleMania 41, she was essentially the second person in a tag team match. So the follow-up is going to be huge here, but when it comes to long-term plans, Triple H has been pretty good at those. And if you get it right, and I kid you not, you could probably get her to Charlotte levels. And also, that does sort of tie in. Do you remember when the 4 Horsewomen were called up from NXT to the main roster? I mean, that wasn't great, but they all figured it out. So I get this one is an under-the-radar pick, but there is potential there, man. I can feel it. and all we gotta do is weather the storm. Number 1, Ethan Page. So I love Ethan Page because this dude continues to bet on himself and he continues to fly. His run in NXT has been so entertaining as the cowardly heel too. Because actually when you think about it, who hasn't he lost to? But that's because the guy gets it. Page has also managed to stay consistently over there, and by this point I would say he has done all there is to do in NXT, and when that happens, up to the main roster you go. Now, of course, it all depends when this happens and who at that point is in the group, but if you could make it work and the stars did align, man, would I like to see Ethan Page alongside Paul Heyman and in the brand new Seth Rollins group. I mean, you could build that whole thing within a day and Ethan Page would totally embrace it. And he's another dude that could effortlessly slip into the Miz role, and I don't mean that as a diss, I mean it as a compliment. He could just continue to thrive as that character for the next 10 years. Wouldn't even matter who he was feuding with, because he gets the deal. He's also somebody that Bron Breakker could turn on nice and easy before he does go on to Seth Rollins. And the whole time, Mr. All Ego would walk this road like it was nothing. Either way, when this story is written, it's going to be super inspiring, because go back through his journey, and listen, we have a lot of 2025 left to go. New bodies keep coming into NXT, so let's take Ethan Page and give him his red or blue opportunity.